Here's a couple bird bats I just built, and I call them the Uncle Joe bird bats because 40 years ago my Uncle Joe used to build them. I'm going to show you a couple his original ones, and then I'm going to show you how I built this one out of cobblestone. Now this is one of the original bird bats from my Uncle Joe. Now this is a bird bat my Uncle Joe built 40 years ago. I patched it up one time. Another original from Uncle Joe, marble one. So to start this bird bat out, I just got a drum lid. That's all it is. And I kind of filled it in yesterday with a little cement. And then I'm just going to get a piece of plastic and put this drum lid in a piece of plastic. The reason I'm doing that is basically because I don't want the cement to stick to it. So there's my drum lid. I went outside and measured one of the old bird bats, and it was about 5 1/4 inches, but it was too big. So I'm just going to make it 4 1/2 inches, and this is going to be my gauge to go around. And here's the rocks I picked. So just walking around the railroad tracks and along the banks and everything, I picked all those rocks. And I laid them on a horse, so it's easy for me. I don't have to be bending over to pick them up. And then I'm going to wash them right here with my little thing of water. So basically, what I'm going to do is take this cement right here, plop it on, and put my stone right in there, just a little bit from the bottom. And I'm just going to keep going around just like that. I'm going to find another stone. Sometimes I wash them off. And we're not going to get crazy because Uncle Joe didn't get crazy. We're just going to put it in right even. Same thing over here. Put another glob in here with our hand. And this time I'm going to pick a bigger stone to kind of throw it off a little bit. I wash it off here with the sponge. You get the dust off of it. Remember I told you my videos? So that's going to be a little bigger there. Now as I go with this thing, all I'm going to do is shove the cement down in between it with the glove. Just like that. Uncle Joe didn't care much, and I'm not going to care much either. This looks like about it. Right there. Nope. Got to get a bigger one. So we're going to get... this one's a little bigger. We're going to put that one in there. So that's it. There's my 4 1/2 inches. We're not going to get crazy with it. I'm going to continue over here, just like that. And I'm going to get a small one this time. Wash it off. Remember, you wash it off because it sticks better. I'm going to put that one right in there like that. Then put another one like this, and let's see, maybe this one. Yep, that'll work there perfect. I'm gonna go like that. Put this one in here, and then we'll look for something else. That don't look too bad. Just like that. Yep, too big. Alright, we'll get something else. It's a good candidate. I'm going to wash it off. There it is. That's how we get started. What I call an Uncle Joe bird bat. So now I'm just continuing right around the same way. I'm not doing anything crazy. Same thing, just washing them off. I know when they're dirty. You can tell just by looking at them. See, what my Uncle Joe used to do is we'd have all kind of stone jobs. And at the end of the job, he would take home a bucket of cement and he would take home the broken pieces of rock. And it was his bird bath. He never really made any money on them. He just kind of gave them away. And he was the oldest member of my dad's family. So you'd have to go over there every Christmas, and then you'd have to go get a haircut over there. He used to cut hair too. And then, when you get over here to have him cut your hair, you get a haircut for free, and you get a glass of wine. Didn't matter if you were 10 years old or not. So, now we're getting close to finishing. And, like I said, if they're dirty, you kind of got to wash them off, and they stick a little better when you do that. So, we're going to do this. Same thing with this one. I'm going to wash it off a little bit. Stick it in there. So now we got our ring in there. We got to come back later and clean that all up. And now we're going to start taking the cement, kind of packing it in here, just like that. Just like that, we're going to pack it. You see that? Right up against there. Notice I didn't use a level on this, and you know why? Because I already leveled it before I put it up. And that's why I just used my marker. What I did was I souped the cement up a little bit because I want it to get in there. I want to make this bird bath too heavy, and I don't want to make it too deep because the birds won't go in if it's too deep. I want to make it stay together. So just like we're doing pottery, we're just going to kind of get it in there, vibrate it a little bit to get rid of any kind of holes. You know what I mean? When you vibrate concrete, it kind of settles inside itself. So I'm going to do that a little bit. I think that's going to be deep enough. And we'll go over and check this out again a little bit. And we're going to let it dry. And at the same time, when we're letting it dry, I got some spaces here. And see, I'll put an extra stone in here or something. You see what I mean? Just to kind of make it look like stone all the way around top. So we got the inside done. Now we're just going to get the sponge. I'm going to start cleaning off the top a little bit. See that? Just clean it off a little bit. Start showing the stones. Like I said, I didn't want to. I could spend hours trying to make it perfect, but it don't matter. I'm going to take the sponge and go around like that and start to make the top nice. So basically, we did our first run cleaning the stones. Cement is always a time thing. You do a little bit now, come back in an hour, clean it up a little bit more. Now we're going to go and we're going to do the sides. Well, it's kind of way too early to do the sides. We're going to get the big stuff off though, like this. See it? Just move our finger in there. Start to get the big stuff off. Get your paintbrush maybe and do this to it. See that? That starts the ball rolling. It's wet because it's sitting on top of the plastic. See that? We're going to start doing it that way. Just like that. No big deal. And then we're going to get our sponge. Remember, you got to rinse the sponge out every time so it's not dripping water, and start cleaning your stones up. Just like that. And you got to come back a little later and do it again. For now, we're starting to see what the bird bath's going to look like. Like I said, it don't have to be perfect. Birds don't care. You just want to get the look. Now back for our second round. It's dried up pretty good. So now I could really go over these stones pretty good and clean them up a little bit. And then after they clean up, and then tomorrow I'll get the scrub brush, really go over them, get all that film off of them. Now we're going to begin our base. I laid the table out level, and I got my center mark right here, and I'm going to start laying my base. All I'm going to do, start getting the cement, basically putting it around. Then I'm going to get my stones, wash them off again, start laying them in with a little pitch. Like that. Let me see how this one will go. That one will go like that. So you're getting the idea. I'm doing this. I'm going to get some flat ones, like laying patio stones almost. Just like that, no big deal. Then I got my center mark right there. I'm going to go around here. Just like that. Cement that in. We're going to let that kind of sit. Then we got our base in, so we're just going to kind of just get it started for the next time we come here. We just start one there. A little bit more. One there. Just like that. And that's it. We're not going to do nothing now for a while. Got the cement a little harder. I'm just going up like this. As a matter of fact, I didn't realize, because this is my first time building it, that I'd be using thicker stones, so I went over to the bank over here and picked some more stones. I'm just continuing right up in here. Big ones, little ones. Anything that works. Washing them off. That's enough probably for today. I'll probably come back tomorrow. I'll clean it up today and come back tomorrow and continue. When I continue though, I'm going to leave a couple pieces of wire to continue to, you see. That's it for today. I'll clean it up later. So I'm getting up here to the top, and when you get up to the top, you're trying to do everything in one day. This is actually the second day I'm here, but to keep these rocks from falling down, I get some baling wire, and I basically just wrap it around, and that kind of holds it in place so it can go a little farther without having the thing fall down. Then you just got to adjust it right where it's doing the most good, and then I can continue on until I get to the top. Just another little tidbit I use, and something like this. Now we're getting right to the top here, and you see this little thing I got from the plumbing store. I'm going to screw this into the top of the bird bath, and it's going to go right down here inside like that. So I'm building this up a little higher. When I set it, I'm going to put a rod down in there into the ground. Then this will go here. That'll keep it from tipping on anything. So a few hours later, because it's like only 60 degrees in here, we can take our wire off. It's set up pretty good. And start doing this. Doing our joints. Start washing the stones off with the sponge. Just like that. So the very next day I took it outside. I'm just going to get a regular scrub brush and water, because the cement is still fresh, and that way I can get all the film off of it. And I'm just going to scrub it. So now I'm putting my my plate on, and you have to wait a few days. You don't go and be drilling next day. Get my plug in. Screws are stainless steel. Anytime you're doing anything with cement, you go stainless steel. And then my piece goes in, just like that. Now, just for safety's sake, put this rod down in there. Put some gravel around it, because if you have concrete, put it on gravel, it keeps the moisture away from it. And then I'm going to take my bird bath, put it on there like that. There. I got that marker. That's it. Well, I finished a few more bird baths, and I learned as I go. I made the bottoms a little bit wider, and I used this for the template on the bottom. And I shortened it up a little bit. It's a lot more stable, so I'm happy about that. And that's it.